Hey guys, oh happy Labor Day. I was almost going to say Sunday morning. It feels like Sunday, but it is Monday, Labor Day. So I just wanted to express my gratitude for all the people in our lives that help us in our work life. We couldn't do anything that we're doing without them. And whether you're a business owner or you work in a company, uh, we can all be uh, really thankful for uh, the opportunities that we have here in America uh, to have the ability to go make a living. So we can all be thankful for that. And speaking of business ownership, this week we are talking about leadership and what I call real leadership. And that means um, leading with empathy. And we'll get more into that. But I wanted to read this quote from John Quincy Adams. He says, "If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader." And I like that because leadership can be thought of as the the person that's pulling all the strings, or it's the person that cracks the whip the loudest. Um, to me, those aren't real leaders. Um, so how do you inspire others? That that's what I want to talk about this week, and I've got four that I want to touch on. The first one is empathy, leading with empathy. The second one is leading with action. So the the things that you do every day uh, determine what kind of leader you are. Um, the third one would be serving. How do you serve others? Um, some people think of leadership, they might get thrown into a leadership role and they believe it's how others should serve them. It's the complete opposite. So I want to touch on how to serve, and then having a definite why um, is very important to um, real leadership. You got to have a reason why you're leading. So today I want to talk about empathy. And just the definition of what empathy is. This is a word that's starting to get used more and more. Um, I want to talk about what it really means. Empathy is the ability to identify and understand another's situation, feelings, or motives. All right, so it's different from sympathy. Empathy is um, just having that understanding of where someone else is coming from. You might think of it as being in someone else's shoes, seeing things through their eyes. But it's more than that. Um, and to me, what empathy really helps me with is it lowers my frustration with circumstances or certain individuals. Because the thing with empathy is it doesn't mean that you agree with what someone else is doing or their ideology or how they're reacting to something. It just means that you understand it. You understand why it is that they're doing something in a certain way. And for me, it like I said, it lowers my frustration with someone when if someone does something that I don't, necessarily believe in, or I don't think is the right way of doing things. Um, I can have empathy and knowing that either, wow, how miserable is it to be in that mindset, to have that frame of reference in your life that you think that's okay, or that you think that makes you feel better for a moment. Um, and when you when you allow yourself to have that empathy, to understand that, let's just take the example of some, there's some people that um, instead of building others up to make themselves feel good, they break others down to make themselves feel better. And there's usually some big reasons for that. But that can be really, really frustrating to deal with. It can be a hard thing to move forward from. But having empathy, um, you can have an understanding of, okay, this person's parents treated them this way when they were raising them, or um, they experienced some kind of traumatic incident in their life that caused them to react in this way. Whatever it is. Uh, Again, you don't have to agree with the way that they're acting, um, but it can allow you to have that understanding and, frankly, be grateful that you aren't in that place. And then it gives you the opportunity to move away from it. You don't have to allow that to linger, that frustration or that anger that uh, that they're breaking people down, trying to break you down just to make themselves feel better. How how miserable of a life is it that they have to live that way? That um, they never were taught or never learned how to be able to find happiness in themselves, find happiness in the the things that they do, and instead they have to make others unhappy to make them feel a little bit better. And at least for me, when I learned about empathy, that was really helpful to me in being able to deal with negative people and um, be able to move forward from there. So, how does that help with leadership? Um, Being a leader means you have to deal with lots of different personalities, lots of different needs that people have. Um, and in order for, you know, a leader, again, going back to this quote, is you're inspiring others to do more. You're inspiring them to dream more, to learn more, become more. And if that is, in a business setting, or if that is in um, a uh, team setting, uh, if you're working in a team, um, like, we're going to talk about this at football practice. If you're in a sports team or you're working in a team in a company, um, you're all trying to become more together, and sometimes it takes a leader to facilitate that. But how do you do that? Well, number one, with empathy, you're going to need to understand each individual person, learn how they tick. What motivates them, what is important to them, um, uh, how are they going to react in different situations, um, and you learn that through empathy, by having that understanding of, uh, again, understanding their situation, feelings, and motives. So everybody's a little bit different, and a leader's got to be able to adapt to different people who have different needs. Some need to be encouraged. Some might need to be, um, you might need to be a little bit more tough with and try to, uh, you know, get them moving in a different fashion. Um, but being a leader with empathy is going to allow you to understand those that you're trying to lead, and having that understanding is the base for any type of motivation that you're going to give to someone. Um, if you try to motivate everyone in the same way, you're only going to get one section of those people to react the way that you want them to. Um, so if you're ever in a leadership role, start with empathy. And again, that is the ability to identify and understand another's situations, feelings, and motives. Really understand what is it that has made them the person that they are, and what is it that has made them react the way that they do, and that will help you in leading them and inspiring them to do more according to the mission that you're on. So that's empathy. That's our first step in how to inspire others. In our next video, we're going to talk about action, and I love action. So we'll dive into that on the next video, and I look forward to seeing you guys all soon. So I'll see you later. Bye. All right, hey guys. We are talking about leadership this week, and so we're kind of taking this series down the path of what it takes to inspire others. Because that's what real leadership is inspiring others. And we talked about this in the last video. Inspiring others to dream more, to do more, to become more, and become a better person, to become a better in whatever their task is that you're leading them on. So we talked about empathy last week, or in our last video, but in this video we're going to talk about action. I was reading a quote from Vince Lombardi, the old legendary Packers coach, and what he said was along the lines of leaders aren't born, they're created through action and hard work. And I really like that because I do believe that. I don't think that leadership is something that you're born with. I believe it is a learned skill, and that anyone can be a leader. Anyone can learn to become a better leader. And so action and hard work. If you look around, if you think about anyone that you consider a leader, I would have to say that you're going to be thinking of the actions that they take more than any words that they use. Some of the greatest leaders the world has ever seen may not be great orators, but the actions that they take inspire others. So think about that when you're in a leadership role. It's not all about rah-rah. This is what you got to do. It's not all about giving direction and handing off responsibilities to others. Being in a position of leadership is probably because of things that you've done in the past. You've probably been the person that's been willing to lead the group in discussion, or you've been the one that's been willing to work late on this project, come in early to get something done before a deadline. Those are the things that that's where real inspiration comes from, in being willing to do things that most others aren't willing to do. And I think if you find yourself in a position of leadership, you can really take pride in that fact that leadership is a role that a lot of people are not willing to take on, because of that exact fact that it takes hard work and action. So remember that if you're in a leadership role, that action and hard work is what has gotten you to that position, and that's needed. The continued action and continued hard work is needed to stay as a respected leader. So when you're leading others, you should also be doing. And this is always a perfect. There's an image, and I forget where it comes from, but I'll look it up and I'll put it. I'll put it on the screen up here. But it's a picture of comparing a boss and a leader, and it's shows a picture of the boss riding in the chariot and the his followers pulling him, and then the leader is out in front with his followers doing the work with him. So remember it's important. We've all been in a position where we've been following someone else, and how would you feel? What would inspire you? Someone barking orders, or someone who's willing to jump in and help out? So let's be leaders that are willing to jump in, and let's continue to work on that craft, and become better leaders through working on these things like empathy, action, and our next topic is going to be on serving. So we'll talk about that on the next video. So we'll see you guys soon. Thank you. Bye. Hey guys. More on leadership. Are you ready? Today we are talking about having a definite why. So, why are you a leader? Why, what is it that's driving you to lead those who are following you? For me, my why is bringing out the best in people. And to do that, it's by making these videos right here. My goal is to spread the awareness of personal development and mindset to help everyone that I can enjoy their life a little bit more in a lot of different ways. So I've got this quote here from John Maxwell. I love John Maxwell. If you ever get a chance to hear him talk, he's got about 10,000 books out there. They're all great. They're real easy reads too. So check John Maxwell out. He's got great books on a lot of different topics. But he has a quote here on leadership. And he says, "Why you lead and the way you lead are important. They define you, your leadership, and ultimately your contribution." So I'm going to challenge you to think about that. If you're in a leadership role, or if your goal someday is to lead a business, lead a team, lead any group of people, why do you want to do it? Why is it important to you? And what is the contribution that you want to make? It can't be because you want power. It can't be because you want to have control, because you want to be able to tell other people what to do. That's not real leadership. Real leadership comes from having a defined purpose, a reason for coming together as a team and achieving this outcome. So think about that. Why is it that I want to be successful? It's not to be successful. It's something bigger than that. It means something more to you. At least when it does mean something more to you, it becomes a driving force, 100 times what it would be if you didn't have some real meaning behind it. So take that time to really understand and develop your why. There's a lot of resources for it. Simon Sinek that's his big thing is finding your why. That's another great resource too.
He is great. But what is it that is driving you, and um, why do you want to, like we said before, inspire others? Why do I want to make other people better? Why do I want to bring these people together to uh, achieve something great? So think about it, um, and continue to develop that over time. It'll change depending on what situation you're in. But when what you're working for is a greater thing than you can do on your own, that's where true leadership comes in. So, thanks, guys. I will see you later. Have a great day. And uh, so I hope that I've helped to open your eyes a little bit more to what I'm calling real leadership is. Um, Finding a way to lead with empathy by using action and serving others at the same time. Remembering that uh, as a leader, you are serving those that you surround yourself with. It's not your role to be served by them. And then having a definite why. Um, why do I want to lead this group of people? Why should these people follow me? And put those all together, and I think you're going to find that you become a more inspiring person, and you're going to find that other people are more willing to give their full effort to help you achieve uh, this goal that you've set for the group. So put it to action, and we will be moving on to our next topic soon. But I appreciate you guys listening in on my views on what leadership is. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Thanks. Bye. Hey guys, I want to address one more quick video on leadership. I am so proud. There were so many of you last night that stepped up, and you were willing to get out of your comfort zone, step out and help someone else finish a drill, pump each other up, give encouragement. That's exactly what I was challenging you to do, and thank you so much for embracing that. Our team is going to become better and better the more we all are willing to do those actions every single day. You will see it. We're going to improve every single day in so many aspects when we're all ready and willing to be there for each other. And that's what a leader really does. Being there for anyone that needs them, serving them. Okay. This one last quote I want to read you guys. It's from a guy named John Maxwell. Let me open it up real quick here. The last video that I made in this series on leadership was on having a definite why. And so just to share with you my why in life, the thing that the big impact that I want to make is bringing out the best in people, and doing that by bringing awareness to mindset and personal development. Making people aware of these tools that will help improve your life in so many different ways. Okay, so that's my why. Having a why in leadership is very important, and this is what John Maxwell says. Why you lead and the way you lead are important. They define you, your leadership, and ultimately your contribution. So think about that. Why do you want to be a leader? I don't do it because I'm asking you to. I'm asking you to so that you can develop that skill. But think about it. Why do I want to be a leader? It shouldn't be for selfish reasons. It shouldn't be so other people follow me, or so other people will do things for me, or so I can tell other people what to do. That's not what a real leader is. Think about things like, on the football field, I want to be a leader because I want to bring this team together so that we work together and we can, get the most out of our team and do the absolute best that we can in this game this week, right? So if that's your why, to be the best team that we possibly can, that's going to direct you to do things like lift others up, help others remember their assignment, help everybody know what the count is on, right? Use that communication. And that's what was happening last night when you guys you really started talking to each other and lifting each other up, trying to help each other out. Well, what that really became was communication. And that's something that we've been missing on the field up to this point. And it really came out last night. The offensive line came up to the line of scrimmage. We were talking to each other. Hey, I got that guy. I'm going to block that guy. Remember to get down and block the linebackers, right? Hey, remember the count's on 2. That communication is exactly what we need on every single play. And that's what's helping us come together as a team. And that's the only way we're going to be successful on any play, right? Because we know if one person fails to do their job, the entire team's going to fail. Football is the ultimate team sport, and we really need every single person on that field to do their job for us to be successful as a team. So just think about that. If you're, visualizing what you want to do in practice today, think about how, why I want to help lead somebody else. And remember, leadership has many different layers to it. Okay, there's different levels of leadership. Not every leader is the President of the United States of America, leading hundreds of millions of people, right? Sometimes leadership is just being a leader of one other person, being a leader of yourself. So remember, every single one of you has the ability to lead. You can find it, but you got to be willing to get out of that comfort zone and be willing to step up and say, yeah, I can help you with that. Or yeah, remember, let's have some communication. Let's do this. Okay? Those are all leadership skills, and you can continue to develop them. Okay? So I'm challenging you again today. Let's all be leaders, and let's work together. Let's use our communication, and we're going to continue to get better today than we were yesterday. Okay, guys? I'll see you tonight. Get ready. We got one more chance to get ready for this first game on Saturday. Okay? I'll see you guys tonight. Bye.